This time we're running branded despia. I'm not running branded chimera because I do believe that branded despia is the more aggressive play, and if you're gonna long game them, branded chimera is the better way to go any day of the week. But welcome to my branded despia deck profile, which we're running the Bystials, of course. I think just 2 of them. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this. But right beforehand, just remember to guys, like, comment, and also subscribe down below because I do appreciate every single one of you, and we can keep these deck lists still going. We still got a few more, so be sure to let me know if you guys like my IRL deck list.
One quick thing to note, guys, that this deck list is kind of outdated due to, seeing Galzo post an updated branded despia deck list. There's some things that I didn't realize, and I might update this in the future, so be on the lookout for that. Alright, back to it.
So without further ado, let's go ahead and start with the monsters. To start it off, we have the Bystial package, which is just 1 Bystial Saronir and 1 Bystial Lubellion. You just need 1 of each, so you can activate Branded Fusion, send Lubellion and Albaz to the graveyard till you go into your Albion, and then Lubellion special summon from Albion to get your Branded Lost, but that's a little bit later in the combo that you guys know. That's it for the Bystials. We have 1 Dark Magician, for obviously we played the Dragoon package, 1 Quem, 1 Ad Libitum, 1 Mercurier, 1 Albion the Shrouded Dragon, 1 Tragedy, and those are your one-of monsters easily. I mean, the Bystials are also your one-ofs as well. Now we're going to go into the other package, which is with Fallen of Albaz, Alibur, and everyone. We have 2 Blazing Cartesia the Virtuous. We have 3 Alibur the Jester of Despia. And of course, we have 3 Fallen of Albaz. In my personal opinion, you want to maximize on your Aliburs and your Albazes a lot, because if you get yourself into a grind game, I remember when I was at, well, shoutouts to this place, Grid in Manchester, I had a grind game and I was 4th. I came 4th in locals that day. It wasn't a huge event, but I would have probably tied for 1st, if not won. My 1 loss of that entire place was the fact that I was running 2 Albaz in my deck, and we were in a grind game and I couldn't do anything. I activated Branded Fusion. I didn't have a 3rd Albaz. I'm like, I don't have a target. So unfortunately, illegal play, couldn't do it, and he killed me next turn. So yeah, I swear by triple Albaz, man. You just gotta do it. Either that, or you gotta make sure if you're running 2, you gotta be careful about your resources. But it is what it is. So those are for the main engine monsters. Now gonna be the hand traps. We of course are running triple Ash. This is something I'm testing, but I just want to see because a lot of people are utilizing their graveyard. So we're running 2 Ghost Spell in Haunted Mansion. We are of course running triple Nib in this build because I can always send Nib as a light monster for a fusion if I so wish. And of course we're running the triple effect Veiler. Now for that, of course, self-explanatory, some of the best hand traps in the game. Currently right now, people still have to respect Nib because you're going to have combo decks. You got Fire Kings, Rescue Ace, but they'll probably put up a negate maybe, I have no idea. Or Rescue Ace I think summons just under 4, unless SP is their 5th one. I'm still learning the combos on that one. Yeah, so you just got to make sure your opponent knows to respect Nib, or if they don't expect it coming, just slap the rock on them. So that's it for the main deck monsters. Now we're going to go on to the spells. Of course, we're going to start with the one-ofs. I play the one-of called by the grave. We're going to be Saki in this branded deck. 1 branded lost. 1 branded in red. But of course, we're running the mandatory 3 of still hasn't been hit, baby. Triple branded fusion. Of course, we're following that up with 3 fusion deployment. Easy way to get out Cartesia or Albaz, depending on which turn you're going into. Now, the 3 mandatory for at least my deck, triple super poly. This is just going to be too good. Fallen of Albaz in of itself's monster effect on when you summon it, you can super poly with your opponent's board. So as long as it includes Albaz. So like my thing is, why don't we just do the whole thing? Why do we gotta let Albaz take all the glory? Triple super poly, baby. I swear by it. Then, going into it, we have triple branded opening. Of course, opening gets our way to Quem if we really need to, or an Alibur. Pretty sure we want to go Quem here because we can special summon off of a branded opening, normal summon Alibur. And if we have branded opening, Alibur, and Cartesia, or Fusion Deployment, we're just better. Genuinely. That's it for the spells, and now we're just following up one trap, which is Branded Retribution. I don't think I like the idea of bringing in impermanence into this deck list, just because Super Poly for me just seems like a better board breaker. Because say that your opponent combos off, I can legitimately just go into Super Poly and then bye-bye board, typically. For the extra deck, we are running 1 Lubellion the Searing Dragon, following that up with 2 Mirror Jade the Ice Blade Dragon. Following up, we have 2 Albion the Branded Dragon, 1 Guardian Chimera, 1 Sprind the Iron Dash Dragon. I love this guy because it's an effect monster special summon this turn, plus Albaz. Yeah, so if you got Rindbrum in the grave and an Albaz, you special summon Albaz out there, going to Sprind, easy. And now we have the Super Poly target, Dragostapelia, or one of them. We have Rindbrum, the second Super Poly target in here, Garura, the third Super Poly target, Mud Dragon. And of course we have the Dragoon. I am main decking Masquerade for the Saucy Burn. We of course have Titaniclad and Granguignol, the Dusk Dragon. Granny Dragon. Easy dump for ad libitum so we can rebirth the Mirror Jade later after we already go into our Guardian Chimera plays. Pretty fine if you ask me. To end it off with the side deck, it's pretty much, I'm just using my Dragon Link side deck. So this can change, if anything, depending on how I'm feeling. But we are of course running the back row removal, 2 Lightning Storm, 1 Duster. We're running the Steel Draw or Card Rip. Talents, 2 of. We're also running the 2 Thrust. Following that up with triple Evenly Matched. And we got the 2 Anti-Spell Fragrance. You gotta run the Pank. And then ending it off with triple Droll and Lockbird. Again, stupid good. This deck, or this card, mandatory, run it in the side. I'd recommend if you have space for it, put it in your main deck. You'll see options here. But either way, guys, that is the Branded Despia list. If you guys want to see this deck in action or combos, just let me know. I'll try my best to follow it up to see if I can give you guys some tips and tricks on Branded. Fun fact, this was actually my first deck I ever built in Master Duel. Not the entire deck list here, because Master Duel has different limits and unlimited and semis. So I'm getting off track. Branded Despia was the first deck I've ever piloted in Master Duel. It's what got me into Yu-Gi-Oh again. So revisiting this deck is like a bit of a nostalgia trip. Nostalgia for like a few years ago when Master Duel first came out. But nevertheless, this is one of my favorite decks. I love its capabilities. I hope it gets more support soon, even though it's arguably still one of the top decks that can be run. I hope we get some more lore around this. I know Galzo put out some lore content, so be sure to watch the boy over there. I'll put a link to the most recent Branded lore video in my description. So huge shoutouts to Galzo for that. And I just hope we get more lore cards with this, more story, because I love the story behind this deck so much. And I just really hope we get to see Branded Despia or Branded Chimera still just keep up toe-to-toe with this ever-changing meta. Like, we don't have a best deck out there. People can say Unchained, Rescue Ace, Fire Kings, Cash Tira, anything that runs the Sinful Spoil Snake Eye engine pack. You know what I'm saying? But don't sleep on my boy Salads, though. When we get Promethean Princess from Phantom Nightmare, y'all might be changing the tune a bit. Either way, thank you guys so much for watching. I love each and every one of you guys. If you guys have any tips and tricks on this Branded Despia deck, though, please let me know. I know some of you, if you know, you know, for playing Branded, we like to do a little bit of puppet locking. Now, I did a stupid, and I sold away my gimmick puppet Nightmare, but, you know, I might get one again. I also need an Albion the Sanctifier Dragon, but that's besides the point. I've gimmick locked before. I personally don't like it too much. Like, yes, do whatever it takes to win, but I just personally didn't have fun puppet locking. This deck is fine without the puppet lock, but my boy Shaq, shoutouts to the boy, when I told him about what this deck can do with Super Poly, with everything like this, he's like, and I'm like, I don't do gimmick locking. He's like, do everything, do it all. Why not everything? So pretty much we could board break with Super Poly, Albaz defusing someone with one of your monster and ours, and Gimmick Lock, it's just pretty good. But I prefer the Mirror Jade Rebirth with Chimera on the field, therefore I have 2 banishes in that turn. And yeah, that's just my own preferences on it. Thanks again guys so much for watching. Sorry that I'm just rambling on my words. I get nervous when I do like deck profiles because I haven't done IRL content in like a minute. So I'm much more confident with Master Duel. But if you guys want to see more, I do have like my thoughts on a Kashtira deck. I got Salaman Great cooking in the back, which utilizes fire recovery, which is very funny. Shoutouts to the guy at top 32, I think it was top 32 at YCS. It was either top 64 or top 32, but when I saw Sal at top, I'm like, hey, wait a minute! And I saw the list, and that was pretty spicy. But yeah, if you guys have any ideas or any, insight as to what could be fun for the upcoming format, let me know. What are your thoughts on Yubel with Phantom Nightmare, the Yubel deck? I just can't wait for Mementos to get more of their stuff. Hopefully they'll become good. Alright, that's about it guys. I'll see you next time.